Good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome to Against the Public for May 18th. I'm Dana Lane. You had to think about what date it was. This all kind of run together this time of year. We are the only show to analyze early betting patterns by the public, and we've done that once again with 3 free Major League Baseball plays for Saturday. After the show, I will have my top NBA, Major League Baseball, and NHL selections locked and loaded up on Pickdawgz.com. In addition, I will also have another Major League Baseball 3-pack for $49.99. All 3-packs and single plays come with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. In addition, there's only one way to get every one of my plays, and a lot of you have done that, and I appreciate that. Get every one of my plays for one low price, and that's to become an all-access member, and you can do so for the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day, or better yet, and thank you so much to everybody that has, jump on an annual all-access pass that will give you every one of my plays for one low price. And why is that important right now? Well, we explained that yesterday. Football's coming, guys. It's almost June. Camps are opening in a month or so, a month and a half. Before you know it, the Hall of Fame game is going to be here. You want to make sure that you build that bankroll so when we get into football season, and if you don't know what we did in football last year, just go check the numbers. They're up on Pickdawgz. College and pro football absolutely smashed it. Make sure you have a big bankroll so we can do it even larger this year. So it is important right now to get on board with a long-term pass so you can build that bankroll for football, college and football season. Thank you to everyone who did on Friday, and of course, Major League Baseball over the last 7 days, and Friday's results are not included in this, but 59% winners over the last 7 days in Major League Baseball, and even better yet, not by percentage, but 58.2% winners over the last 30 days. Again, not by percentage, but it does show you the consistency over at least 30 days. So that is better than just throwing out a week that has been good. Doing it over 30 days, that means a little bit more. So thank you to everybody who jumped on board. Make sure you do on Saturday. We're going to have a terrific weekend. Let's get to your free winners. 3:07 Eastern Time, 965, 966. Tampa Bay Rays against the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays minus 35, 7.5 over minus 15. Zach Eflin against Kevin Gausman. Jays were almost no hit yesterday. Tyler Alexander set down the first 22 batters he faced. Toronto did come back with a 3 spot in the 8th inning to at least make it look respectable. But the fact of the matter is, I expected Tampa Bay money to be coming in. And it may still come in, but early money, early percentages say that Toronto is getting some of the early love on the run line. We don't have any of the returns yet on the money line, but at least run line love they are, and you would expect that they're getting run line love. I won't say love again, but at least if you expect that they're getting money coming in on the run line, then you would expect when those percentages come out that they will also get money on the money line. And I think that's an astute wager. I've noticed a difference in public wagering. They're not so reactive to what they just saw. Kevin Gausman, not as good against the Minnesota Twins in his last outing, gave up 6 earned runs in 3 innings. But don't overlook, and again, we talk about don't harp so much on what you just saw. And the same thing with pitchers. Don't get so involved with what you just saw. What does their body of work say? Well, for Kevin Gausman, his body of work said, we gave up 2 earned runs in the previous 24 innings prior to that start against the Minnesota Twins. So we still have a red-hot pitcher here. He just had a bad outing, and we know Kevin Gausman's a fantastic pitcher. I'm going to bet that Toronto and Gausman bounce back in this Saturday game. So we're going to take Toronto minus the $1.35. Game number 2, 4:05 Eastern Time, 967, 968 is your rotation number. Seattle Mariners against the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles minus $1.10, $1.10 each way. 7.5 is your total. Luis Castillo against Cole Irvin. There are some sites so far that have not listed a starter for Baltimore, but I think Cole Irvin is going to start this game, and it's kind of it's a mystery sometimes with Baltimore because sometimes they're not running at 5-man rotation. Sometimes there's a 6-man rotation. And Cole is taking a week up, and we have this as an example. He hasn't pitched in a week, so sometimes you don't always get the Baltimore starter as early as you would like, but I'm betting that Cole Irvin's going to start this game. Give you an idea of how good Irvin has been over his last 5 starts. The former Oregon Duck, I think he was, allowed just 4 earned runs in 30 1/3 innings. That's a 1.19 ERA, and even better if you knock that down to his last 4 outings, a 0.70 ERA over his last 4 starts. That's fantastic. We know Castillo can match Irvin, but we also know that the Mariners' run support for Castillo has been less than stellar, just 3.76 runs per game this year. I'm going to take Baltimore minus $1.35. And in game number 3, 4:10 Eastern Time, 9:55, 9:56, New York Mets against the Miami Marlins. Marlins minus $1.35, 7.5 is your total. Luis Severino against Braxton Garrett. Going along with a theme of teams and players that should bounce back, the Mets are definitely going to be my third free game today because one thing about Miami, great effort last night, 8-0 win against the Mets. But we're not betting on the Marlins to have any kind of consistency, are we? Especially against the Mets, that have played extremely well on the road this year. They've been a very good bet as a road team this season. The Mets have now lost 6 of 8, but there are many reasons to go against the Fish, including 17 units lost, and that's based on a 1-unit wager this year. 17 units lost this entire season already for the Fish. This is an offense that produces just 3.5 runs per game. And we're talking about Miami. Now they face Severino, who would be much better if the Mets could also score some runs for him. Last 5 games, the Mets are just 2-3, but Severino does have a 2 ERA in those starts. Garrett's going to be making his second start this season. He got smoked by the Phillies in game number 1. I need to see some more. I need to see more out of him because we know that Miami's pitching is an absolute shambles. I think New York's going to bounce back in this. Don't love giving up the $1.35. It's a little bit much, but it seems to be a right number, and that's telling you, nice win, guys. We have no respect for the Miami Marlins, and I go along with that sentiment as well. So we'll take New York minus $1.35. So that does it for your free plays for Saturday. Go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many available packages, including my all-access pass that would give you every play for the next 30 days. We'll start with that next 30 days, or jump on an annual all-access pass. And thank you to everyone that has so far. Here's our Saturday recap. Toronto minus $1.35, Baltimore minus $1.10, and the New York Mets minus $1.35. That does it for today's show. Thank you for joining me. Please hit the like and subscribe button. They tell me to say that every single time, or I see other people saying that. I guess that means something. But thank you to everybody that has so far. I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Saturday.